Can authorities question Zhokhar Tsarnaev before he has a lawyer? Zhokhar Tsarnaev, having now been charged with using a weapon of mass destruction for his alleged role in the Boston Marathon bombings, will in all likelihood be read his Miranda rights. It's just a matter of when. But law enforcement isn't waiting to question him, invoking the public safety exception to Miranda. As the FBI explains it, this allows law enforcement to engage in a limited and focused, unwarned interrogation. Tsarnaev is in critical condition in a Boston hospital, but he's begun responding to questions in writing. The issue is, this is happening more than 3 days after his arrest, after investigators have had time to search the surrounding areas and to tell the public they're aware of no other threats. The American Civil Liberties Union issued this warning. The public safety exception should be read narrowly. It applies only when there is a continued threat to public safety and is not an open-ended exception to the Miranda rule. Where does the public safety exception come from? The Supreme Court. The Miranda rights were established in 1966 after the Supreme Court ruled that Ernesto Miranda's constitutional rights had been violated and prosecutors couldn't use statements he made to police before being informed of his rights. The Supreme Court established a public safety exception in the case of New York police asking a man accused of rape where he put his gun. The court ruled the officers believed there was a very real threat of possible physical harm which could result from a weapon being at large. Does the exception apply in Tsarnaev's case? The feds think so. In 2011, President Barack Obama set new emergency rules to allow for extended questioning of suspects in cases like this. A special high-value detainee interrogation group has been created to question the bombing suspect. They're made up of investigators from the FBI, CIA, and State Department. But could questioning Tsarnaev now make it harder to prosecute him later? His counsel would most likely challenge the admissibility of any evidence gathered before Tsarnaev was informed of his right to be silent and be represented by an attorney. Most experts think the public safety exception is not going to fly with a judge. But given all the evidence they've collected on him already, federal prosecutors may not need a confession. That's the short answer.